Um, the one way that you can keep, the one way you can keep a coalition going is that if you get one part of your issue taken care of, always try and come up with new ideas and different things to keep it going. Try to find ways to keep it fresh. Try to find ways to keep people interested in what's going on. And of course, there's going to be things that are going on that may not be going the way that the group wants it to go. But that brings up the idea that people can always say, okay, that's not going exactly the way that I thought it would go, but maybe it would help us come back as a group and maybe come up with some other ideas to keep the momentum and to not lose it in any way.
I'm thinking that when you have a plan um, and you talk about it and you talk about what are you going to do in the next meeting, follow up through that and do it. Don't say that you're going to do it and then forget all about it. Keep your ideas going and make it happen. I think that's important.
No, I agree with both of you. To keep a coalition going, I think first of all you got to be organized, right? So that people don't feel like you're all over the place. I think that it's important to meet the same time every month at the same time, like meeting on the third Friday of every month at 3:00. That helps because that builds continuity, right? And continuity means so that people know every month is going to be at that time and on that date so that it gets on their calendar and they don't book themselves to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's important to, when you set goals around what it is you want to accomplish, to set doable goals, right? Don't set something that's just so impossible. I mean, there's just no way you can make it happen, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, I think it's really important to just set doable goals. I think it's really important to do a to-do list and let people volunteer, because when people volunteer, that means they know that they can get that done, right? And then having a follow-up, like a week before the meeting, I always sit out and remind people about the to-do list and remind them about the meeting, right? And then I always check with people too, and about a week or two into that month, and say, do you have all the support you need? Because I think for the involvement of people with disabilities, we need to make sure that people have the support they need and that they have a very clear steps on how to accomplish the goal. So, because when something doesn't happen, it's usually because they didn't have clear steps and they didn't have the support they need, or they couldn't get in contact with the person they needed to contact to accomplish their goals. And so I feel like that it's up to the person who's the chair, because it takes a strong chair with the time to do it, to follow up with people during the month before the meeting and say, what's happening? How can I help you? What kind of support do you need? What is the barrier that you're experiencing? So strong leadership is also important.
Yeah.